Hey guys, good morning. I just wanted to give you guys a daily update on Ethereum. Just generally because Ethereum is basically the crypto leading the way, right? Um, so I wanted to let you guys know that we are, as of now, we are on the third bear day on Ethereum. We actually closed August 10th, the first bear trigger. Technically, if we did have a big sell-off, we could definitely go back down to 2,800 or down to 2,500 because the trigger is there, right? Um, we have a reverse MACD trigger for a bear sell, and then we also have the Stoke creating clear tops on the upside. So if we do go down, you know, to 2,800 or 25, I would not be surprised to see a drop like that, right? It has all TA is basically saying that this can happen, and I would not be surprised if it does. But since August 12th, we've generally just been trading sideways. We've been trading just in a general area between, let me see, like 3,000 and 3,200. This is the general area that we've been trading around, right? It's really just been here for the last like 2.5 days, really. Um, I think there's definitely a chance that we can drop all the way back down to maybe like 2,900, maybe 3,000 bucks. I do think there's a solid chance, but right now for the day, on the daily, it's looking like we're, even though we've been bullish for the last 2.5 days, we've generally just been trading sideways, right? I'm really expecting us to either, trade to the downside, break this, and then go fully down, or break to the upside, and then start the push towards the upside. But again, it really just depends how we trade. It looks like we might have another sell off pretty soon. So last time we sold out, we went from what, 32 down to lows of 31. So we might have another sell off of $100. We might actually go down to $3,000 again, sometime in the next hour or two. It looks like we're going to close on the bear side on the hour, and Ethereum is a little bit more bear bias than bullish right now. I mean, it's definitely still 100%. It's not. I don't want to say 100% bullish, but it's definitely bullish, right? It's pushing super hard towards the upside. But keep in mind that we have been at a full bear day trigger for the last 2.5 days, and all we've really been doing is trading sideways, which is really really good for price. So it means that when we actually have a bull trigger, it'll probably have a pretty massive push to the upside again, right? So we can maybe see another push like what happened on August 4th, or possibly something similar to what happened starting on July like 21st, which is when we had the first initial push from back here when we went from 17 all the way up to 26, and then we had another push from 2456, and that took us all the way up to 31. So generally, each one rose about 500-600 bucks, right? If we have another bull push towards the upside from here, this next push on the daily can definitely take us all the way up to 3,500, which we might be able to see play out in the next, by the end of this week or by next week or something. I definitely think we're gonna see a big push either way towards either 35 or 28. I'm a little bit more biased towards the 3,500. I think it's giving us enough triggers where, or enough confluence where it's making me think that it has more of a potential to run more towards the upside than the low side, right? We have a bear trigger on the August 10th, but all we're doing is really trading around this little range. All we're doing is really trading between what, 3,000 and 3,200. As long as we keep trading sideways on the daily, I think the next time we have a bull push, I think there's like a 99% chance we're going to 3,500 plus. Um, I think it's a solid chance we go up there. But again, I have been looking at the weekly too, and we have started seeing weaker signs of a bull push towards the upside. Again, keep in mind that anything can happen right now. As of right now, we are looking like the weekly is looking like it's showing weaker signs of a bull push towards the upside. We are on the half placemaker of the stochastic, and again, the monthly for Ethereum, it actually just crossed bullish right now, right? So if we do end up crossing the monthly um, on Ethereum, if we close bullish, then 100% I think we will be back in a bull rally. And I think for minimums, We are looking at BTC possibly hitting somewhere in the lines of 84,000 plus within the next 250 days of that close, right? And then Ethereum, I don't know what the multiple is for Ethereum. I'll have to do some historical points to see what the average is as far as like a rally when you close a bull month for Ethereum. I think Ethereum is a lot different than Bitcoin, but I do think Ethereum's multiple is a lot bigger um, than Bitcoin. But keep in mind that there's only a certain amount of multiples you can have. Every single time the price goes up, your multiple goes down. So maybe 5 years ago the multiple for Ethereum was 15, 20x, and now the multiple for Ethereum might only be 2x or 3x, right? It's completely different. That's why personally I think if for any really crypto run, it's always good to have altcoins, because I think that's where that is where the biggest multiples come from. But if you have a solid project like Bitcoin or Ethereum, or now possibly ADA, it's starting to push into that trio, right? Um, those multiples start getting a lot smaller when you're a solidified project, because Bitcoin, if it goes, before, you can expect gains of 10, 15, 20, 50x maybe a couple years back, right? But now, I mean, because Bitcoin is at six, almost when Bitcoin hit 60 grand, the multiple of Bitcoin, going over a certain market cap now is a lot more difficult than it was before. So going from a million to 100 million is a pretty good gain, right? That would be 100x. But going from 100 million to like a billion or trillion, that's a lot more difficult, right? So seeing a multiple on a bigger solidified project is a lot harder than seeing it on something with a smaller market cap. Um, but again, I'll go back and just look at historical data and see what the average multiple is for Ethereum. But yeah, um, as far as Ethereum right now, it is basically just kind of trading sideways. It's been just in this range for the last like 2.5 days. If we do break out of this range, I do think we are going to go back to around maybe 28, 2900 for Ethereum. But for the daily so far, the daily looks strong. It's giving it more of a strong case to the bear side right now, just because it's been consistent on the drops, right? Um, but again, like I said, if Ethereum does fall back to 2,800, possibly even 25, I wouldn't be surprised, because you have a perfect bear sell off right here. You have that perfect trigger. So if it does sell off, I wouldn't be surprised. But again, just how it's been moving and how it's been just kind of trading ever since that trigger on August 10th, it's kind of just been trading around this range, right? It hasn't really dropped. It's just been kind of trading sideways. So I would not be surprised to see the next bull push towards the upside, where Ethereum heads to 3,500. So, we'll see what happens. It's not really about timing it. It's just about looking at what the momentum is. And if you guys are looking to actually start buying Ethereum, I mean, if you think long term, I would possibly start buying in, maybe throw in a little couple bucks right there, right? It's really just about certain points. So point one would have probably been 1,800. Point two would have been like 25, 2,600. And then it would probably be right now to load up on Ethereum if you like the project long term, obviously. So I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Bye.